News every 15 minutes, weather every 10, and sports twice an hour.
Newstalk, KGVO, AM 1290 and 98.3 FM.
You're listening to Montana Morning with Peter Christian.
Interior Secretary Ryan Zinke addresses the Western governors. Good morning, everyone. Montana Morning, Wednesday, June 28, 2017, 51 degrees in Missoula right now. Another nice morning in western Montana. There are some clouds, but looks like a pretty nice day. Aiming for a high just under 80 degrees. Our newscast this morning sponsored by Bulls Eyewear, Missoula's only certified master optician, South Reserve. Right across from Larchmont Golf Course, 552-1299. Online at Bullseye, that's Bulls, EYE, of course, bullseyemt.com. Interior Secretary Ryan Zinke says removing bureaucratic obstacles to development on federal land can create jobs and offer hope to nearby communities. Zinke spoke yesterday at the Western Governors Association annual meeting in his hometown of Whitefish and hinted of major changes in store. We'll get back to that part of the story in a moment. But Montana Steve Bullock is entertaining his fellow chief executives in Whitefish at the meeting in the Lodge of Whitefish Lake. Spokesman for the Western Governors Association, Joe Rassenfoss, said Bullock kicked off the event on Monday.
The opening roundtable connecting Canada and the West featured Premier Brad Wall of Saskatchewan and the Canadian Ambassador David McNaughton in a conversation with the governors about a variety of topics, and obviously you can guess some of them, but certainly NAFTA, softwood lumber, trade, technology, all came up in that.
The keynote speaker yesterday was Whitefish native, former Montana Congressman, and now U.S. Interior Secretary Ryan Zinke, promising reorganization, quote, on a scale of 100 years, end quote. Zinke says the Interior Department and other land management agencies need to better cooperate. Zinke says right now agencies that evaluate the same project often end up providing conflicting opinions. Zinke also called for more offshore drilling, which he says can provide more than enough revenue to offset an $11.5 billion maintenance backlog in national parks. Nita Culver with the Wilderness Society called Zinke's remarks a ploy to turn over public land to the oil and gas companies. Also at the Governor's Conference, Rassenfoss said there was a fun roundtable called Brewing Up an Economic Force, featuring prominent members of the brewing industry in Montana.
We had the good fortune to have Tim O'Leary, the founder of Kettle House here. We had John McKee, the owner and distiller at Headframe Spirits here, and Acacia Coast from the Brewers Association. And they had such a wonderful, successful small business story to see how this small little niche industry has grown into really a national power.
Today, Rassenfoss said the main speaker would be actor Jeff Bridges, spends a lot of time in Montana, and of course he's going to be talking about his Hunger Project. Authorities say a woman who was reported missing last Friday was killed in an all-terrain vehicle crash in western Montana. The Montana Standard in Butte reports that 21-year-old Kirsten Ryerson was last seen in Whitehall last Thursday and was reported missing the following day. Her body was found off a rural road south of Whitehall Tuesday afternoon. Montana Highway Patrol Trooper Ken Clapman said the crash remained undiscovered for so long because the ATV had veered down an embankment about 100 feet from the road and was not visible from the roadway. The wet weeks of spring are long past now. The dry days of summer are here, bringing with them increasing wildfire danger and some seasonal policy changes. Jordan Copen with the DNRC, of course, Department of Natural Resources and Conservation, said yesterday the open burning season is rapidly coming to a close.
Starting to get that time of year where we need to start being more careful with ignition sources when it comes to fire and being very cautious and cognizant of the things that can burn out there. Friday night at midnight, we are going to close open burning for the summer for Missoula County.
Copen said some residents in the area have taken his advice to invite DNRC, fire departments, or the Forest Service personnel onto their properties to help them prepare for wildfire season.
We didn't know this juniper bush could catch fire and catch my home on fire, or they have mulch right around their home. I'm trying to tell them all the pine needles on your roof. What's your roof made out of? So many wood-shaped roofs are out there still, and that's super dangerous. We get one ember that lands in an ember trap at your home to go up in flames.
Copen also reminded listeners that fireworks are illegal on any state or federal forest lands. Let's talk about fireworks. They're for sale now in western Montana, but of course it is illegal to light them in many places. City Fire Department Assistant Fire Marshal Dax Frazier says lighting them off in the city would be a mistake.
In the city, it's illegal to light off fireworks. where you see people buying them is in the county. We have the professional show that's going to happen this year, and I think the Osprey are putting on a few shows. But the only fireworks that are allowed in the city are called novelty fireworks.
Dex says novelty fireworks include things like sparklers, party poppers, and snap pops. Other types of fireworks in the city can lead to fines.
They can get a fine, and they are responsible for any damage that they cause to their own property or something, which is obvious, or somebody else's property. On the first offense, it's $100 plus court costs, and on the second offense, it's $300 plus court costs.
According to Todd McKay from the Bitterroot National Forest restrictions are even more strict.
Fireworks are prohibited on all national forests year-round. Fireworks of any kind cannot be discharged anywhere within the Bitterroot National Forest, regardless of weather conditions or holidays. Visitors can be subject to a citation and a fine, actually with a maximum penalty of up to $5,000 and 6 months in jail.
Fireworks are legal in many Montana counties, but it's important to check local rules as an increase in local fire danger risk can bring added restrictions. According to Missoula County Communications Coordinator Katie Kleitz, there are no restrictions in Missoula County for Independence Day this year. Republican Greg Gianforte and Democrat Rob Quist raised a combined $11.5 million in last month's special congressional election, a record haul in Montana for U.S. House seat. The race won by Gianforte seemed destined to break records when outside groups began pouring money into the contest. In all, such groups poured in more than $6 million, mostly for Gianforte. Campaign reports filed with the Federal Elections Commission show Gianforte amassed $4.9 million in contributions, including $1.5 million he lent to himself. He spent nearly all that money as of June 14th. Quist, a political newcomer, showed his fundraising prowess, collecting $6.6 million over the course of an 85-day campaign. Reaction to the EPA's decision to end the Clean Water Rule on Tuesday brought quick comments, both for and against the move. Montana Senator Steve Daines said the waters of the U.S. rule has long been a stone around the neck of private property owners. However, Missoula-based Environment Montana's Sky Borden had a much different reaction.
This is a rule that was finalized in 2015. It protects 63% of Montana's streams, and it also protects the drinking water for 234,000 Montanans.
Borden speculated on what will happen next with the Clean Water Rule.
What's going to happen right now is probably a lot of litigation, frankly, but it also means that there is a giant hole in the regulation. These 63% of streams are no longer going to be protected by the federal government.
Borden called on the EPA to reconsider that repeal. Our News Talk time now is 6:13.
News Talk, KGVO.
Missoula's official weather station.
Keep those sunglasses handy. It will be sunny for most of the day today, a high of 77. There is a chance of showers and possible thunderstorms afternoon. Those chances of showers could return tonight. We're looking at a low of 50 degrees. I'm Barrett Tryon for NBC Montana.